Hello and welcome. My name is Micah Silverman and I'm lead developer advocate for Split. Today I'm going to be talking to you about the Split CLI, a command line tool for interacting with Split. Split provides a service for using feature flags in your code that enables you to roll out and experiment with new features in production without impacting your users. It has capabilities such as canary releases and kill switches to allow you to carefully manage features and to gather data and experiment in a controlled way. To start, I'm going to run the Split CLI, and from here I can either sign into an existing account or create a brand new account, which is what I'll do today. I need to give it some minimal information, including an email address and a valid mobile phone number. And the mobile phone number is used simply for confirmation that you're a human being. Split does not store that phone number. You'll get a 6-digit confirmation code, which you can paste in, and then account creation will continue. All right, account creation can take up to a minute, but it's usually quicker than that. And I can see that my Split account has been created and I've been assigned a random password. I can log into the Split console and change that password if I want, or I can make note of it and let it be. The next thing I'm going to do is manage splits. Now, splits are synonymous with feature flags, so I'm going to go ahead and set up my first feature flag. I'm going to create a new one, and I'm going to call it Pac-Man Radar Ghost. And this is give the ghost radar to find Pac-Man. I'll give it a description. And now I have the option of creating a simple rollout, that is either it's on or it's off. From here I can also create multivariant and more complex types of treatments. For my purposes, I'm going to create a simple treatment on-off. It's been created and I want it to be created in the prod default environment. I have two environments to start with, prod and staging. I'm going to create it in prod. I can take a look at the full definition of this split, of this feature flag that I've created. Now, not all this may look familiar, but I want to draw your attention to a few things here. First of all, I have my treatment names on and off, or my treatment states. I can see that the default treatment is off, and if I look at the default rule, 100% of the traffic will get the off state as it stands right now. Now, the next thing I want to do is tie this Split account and this Split treatment that I've created to my Pac-Man game. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I will be right back. In this initial mode in the Pac-Man game, the ghosts are in chill mode. Now what that means is that they're just going to run around randomly and I'll try to avoid them, but they're not particularly targeted against the Pac-Man. So let's see what that looks like. So you can see that I had to avoid the ghosts, but they weren't particularly interested in me. They were just moving around randomly. Now, I have this new feature called radar mode, and I'd like to roll that out and test that in production. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose ramp split here from the Split CLI. And I'm going to change the percentage for on to 100. It was at 0. Now it's at 100, and the first thing to note is that the mode changed right away in the game from chill to radar. So that's the first powerful feature of Split to note, is that the feature flag update changes instantaneously, near real time, and this would be across the world. Whoever was running this game, they would see this change in real time. In this particular case, I have the game paused, but the state has already changed, And now let's take a look at the difference in this radar mode. Now the ghosts are pretty aggressively targeting me, and it's a lot harder to get away from them. So new player, I can see they're running right after me. They're pretty aggressively trying to find me. So this makes the game a lot harder than it was before. Now, in the course of rolling out this update, I might get some feedback either automatically from data that I'm gathering through Split or from user feedback that says the game is now too hard and people are losing interest in playing it. And so I have the option here of using this emergency kill switch. That immediately turns off the feature flag altogether, regardless of what the targeting rules were. And I can see that the game is now reverted back to its chill mode. Now this gives you some insight into some of the powerful features that we can use here with Split. We have this idea of the kill switch. We can change the targeting in real time. I showed you 100% on or 100% off. There's a lot more sophisticated targeting that we can do, including defining segments of users and targeting those users directly. Maybe I have a beta test group and I only want them to see the new treatment and not everybody else, and then I'll gather feedback from them. So in this way, I can roll this out into production, I can test it, and I can get back information without having to redeploy code. If the code is good, if the new feature is good, and I'm ready to roll it out for everybody, I can turn it back to 100% on. Now you'll notice that even though I turned the rule back to 100% on, the split is still killed, and so it's letting me know that currently, even though I'm changing the ramp rule here, nobody's going to see it because it's killed at the moment. So what I can do is I can restore that feature flag, I can restore that split, and now that it's 100% on, I can see that it immediately changes back from chill to radar. So this gives you a little bit of a taste of the power of the Split CLI. I never had to leave my terminal, which is where I like to dwell. Hopefully you found this useful. Keep an eye out as we add new features and functionality to the Split CLI, and happy feature flagging.